We all know this truth deep down in our souls. Beauty, as the world defines it, is a fleeting season. It's the vibrant bloom of spring, the warm glow of summer. But seasons, my friends, always change. For so many women, youthful beauty is like a currency. It opens doors, it gets you the free drink, the second glance, the seat at the table. It brings a certain kind of attention, a validation that can feel like sunshine on your skin. We learn to rely on it, we learn to expect it. But what happens when that currency starts to lose its value? What happens when the world, which once stared, slowly starts to look away? It's a quiet, personal shift that so many of us face. This transition isn't just about a few new lines on your face. Oh no, it's much deeper than that. It's about identity. If you've spent your life being the pretty one, what happens when you no longer feel that way? It can feel like a part of you is disappearing. The phone might ring a little less. The invitations might not come as often. You walk into a room you used to own, and you feel invisible. It's a jarring experience, one that can shake you to your very core. This isn't vanity we're talking about. This is about grappling with a fundamental change in how the world sees you, and in turn, how you have learned to see yourself. I've heard this story from women all over the world, from all walks of life. But here's the great aha moment. This transition, this very challenge, can also be the greatest gift of your life. I think of the incredible Chita Rivera, the Broadway legend who danced with fire in her soul well into her 90s. Her body changed, of course. She couldn't kick as high as she did in her 20s. But did her light dim? Not for 1 second. She found a new way to express her power. Her beauty transformed from youthful energy into the undeniable grace of a master. She commanded the stage not with the look of a girl, but with the presence of a queen. She taught us that true artistry, true passion, doesn't have a wrinkle. It only deepens, becoming richer and more profound with every passing year. Then there are women you may not know, everyday heroes who show us the way. I read about a woman named Elizabeth Campbell, a former model who, as she aged, felt the sting of invisibility. Instead of despairing, she embraced it. She called it her superpower. She found a new freedom in not being constantly watched and judged. She could people watch, explore her city, and just be in a way she never could before. She started a hiking group for women over 50, finding community and joy in nature and shared experience. She traded the admiration of strangers for the genuine connection of friends, and in doing so, she found a deeper happiness. And what about Louisa Dunn, a woman who wrote about her experience of becoming an invisible woman? She described walking down the street and realizing that men no longer turned their heads. At first, it was a shock to her system. It felt like a loss. But then, a new feeling emerged: relief. She was free from the constant low-level hum of being assessed and judged on her appearance. She could finally just walk, think, and exist for herself. She took up painting, something she'd always wanted to do but was too self-conscious to pursue. Her canvas became the new mirror, reflecting not her face, but the vibrant, colorful world inside her. These women show us what is possible. They didn't fight aging, they danced with it. They understood that the end of one chapter is simply the beginning of another, more meaningful one. They let go of the need for outside approval. And in the quiet space that was left, they heard their own voice for the first time. They reinvented their lives, not by trying to look younger, but by choosing to live more fully. They found purpose not in being seen, but in seeing the world and their place in it with new, wiser eyes. They are the living proof that a woman's value only appreciates with time. Of course, this journey isn't easy for everyone. The pull of past glory can be a powerful and sometimes destructive force. I remember the heartbreaking story of Elizabeth Wurtzel, the brilliant author of Prozac Nation. She was a literary star in her 20s, celebrated for her talent, for her rock and roll beauty. As she got older, she wrote with raw honesty about her struggle with aging. She spoke of the agony of losing her looks, and the attention that came with it. She felt her worth was tied to that youthful package. She found it excruciating to separate her intellect and talent from her fading physical beauty. Her story is a reminder of how deeply this loss can be felt. We see this tragic story play out in fiction too. Think of Norma Desmond in the classic film Sunset Boulevard. She was a silent film star, once adored by millions. Now she lives in a decaying mansion, watching her old movies, unable to accept that the world has moved on. She is trapped in the past, her identity completely wrapped up in the beautiful face that once graced the silver screen. Her inability to let go, to find a new purpose beyond being an object of adoration, leads to her tragic downfall. She is a cautionary tale of clinging too tightly to who we once were. This struggle is echoed in the quiet corners of the internet, on anonymous forums where women share their deepest fears. You read stories from women who feel lost, whose confidence has vanished along with their youthful glow. "I feel like a ghost," one woman writes. "People look right through me. My husband doesn't look at me the same way. I feel like I'm failing." These voices represent a silent epidemic of sadness. They mourn the loss of their power, a power they didn't realize was so tied to appearance until it slipped away. Their pain is real and deserves our compassion. The common thread is the fusion of self-worth with external validation. When your sense of value is built on other people's attention, that foundation is bound to crack with time. Clinging to the past, trying to recapture a version of yourself that no longer exists, is a recipe for unhappiness. It's like trying to wear a dress from your high school prom. It simply doesn't fit anymore, and forcing it only brings frustration and sadness. The challenge and the path to peace is learning to build a new foundation, one made of stronger, more permanent materials. So how do we make this transition with grace? First, we can reinvent what beauty means to us. It's time to throw out the old rulebook. Beauty is no longer just about smooth skin, a certain body type. Beauty is the sparkle of wisdom in your eyes, confidence in how you carry yourself, the warmth of a smile earned through years of laughter and tears. Focus on vitality. Feel strong, healthy, vibrant from the inside out. Nourish your body with good food. Move it in ways that bring you joy. Radiate energy that has nothing to do with age and everything to do with life. Next, find a purpose that lights you up from within. This is the big one. When attention for looks fades, create your own source of light. What have you always wanted to do? Learn a new language? Start a community garden? Mentor a young person? Volunteer for a cause you believe in? Be passionate and engaged in something bigger than yourself. Watch insecurities fade into the background. Let purpose be your North Star. You are no longer just a face, you are a force. Invest in inner qualities that define you. Cultivate kindness. Cultivate compassion. Cultivate a sense of humor. Cultivate resilience. These qualities draw people to you for the long haul. They make you a cherished friend, a beloved family member, a respected colleague. Nurture your mind by reading, by learning, by staying curious about the world. An engaged, interesting woman has magnetism far more enduring than a pretty face. Finally, embrace the new freedoms of this stage. There is so much joy to be found in it. Let go of the exhausting effort to be perfect. Wear what makes you comfortable, not what will impress others. Speak your mind with confidence that comes from life experience. Stop worrying about what other people think. Start focusing on what makes you truly happy. This isn't a loss of power, it's a different, more authentic kind of power. The freedom to finally, completely be yourself. In the end, this whole conversation comes down to one simple, powerful idea. Your worth was never, ever about your face, body. That was just the packaging, the beautiful wrapping paper. The world may have been distracted by the wrapping for a while, but the real treasure was always inside. The journey of aging is the journey of unwrapping that gift for yourself, for the world. It's about discovering the core of who you are, your spirit, your wisdom, your love, your strength. That is the real you, and that you is magnificent. Think of your life like a great, majestic tree. In its youth, it is celebrated for its delicate blossoms, smooth bark. It is lovely, yes, but as the tree ages, it grows stronger. Its roots deepen, grounding it firmly in the earth. Its branches spread wider, providing shade and shelter for others. Its bark becomes textured and full of character, telling the story of every storm it has weathered and every season it has survived. It is no longer just pretty, it is powerful, it is majestic. This is the beauty you grow into. It is a beauty of substance, resilience, life lived fully. So let them look away. Let the world shift its gaze. Because now, you can finally turn your own gaze inward. You can begin the most important love affair of your life, the one with yourself. You can appreciate the woman you have become, all her stories, all her scars, all her wisdom. You can find a joy that doesn't depend on anyone else's approval. This is not a consolation prize. This is the grand prize. It is the peace and self-acceptance that you have earned. It is the freedom that comes from knowing, deep in your bones, that you are enough. I want you to hear this loud and clear. There is a beauty that time cannot touch. It is the beauty of a life well lived. It is the light in your eyes that comes from knowing your own worth. It is the grace that comes from embracing every chapter of your story. This is not the fading of beauty. It is the blooming of a deeper, more profound, more authentic beauty. The beauty of your soul. And that, my friends, is a beauty that is truly, breathtakingly, eternally timeless. Could you go out and let it shine? Share this video with the women in your life. Be sure to like and subscribe to SCO's Media YouTube channel.